My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC Vegas 31, we have Francisco Figueiredo versus Malcolm Gordon. It is not that Figueiredo, and I'm sure you know that. It is his brother. So Figueiredo, the longtime dominant champion who just lost his belt, this is his brother. So you can take the champ, take about 25% off of everything. His cardio, his power, his athleticism, his speed. Take 25% of all of it away, and you have Francisco Figueiredo. He is just a lesser version of his brother, but he still possesses those same skills and power, and he's still a very, very good fighter. Francisco Figueiredo is 3-1-1 in his last 5. Malcolm Gordon, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off of 2 losses, both by stoppage. He's very, very chinny, and he knows he's chinny. So Francisco Figueiredo, again, he is just a lesser version of his brother, but he fights a very similar way. He does have aggressive forward striking. He does have legitimate power, and he is very strong, but he is slow. And that could be a problem in a fight like this with Malcolm Gordon. Malcolm Gordon is fast. Malcolm Gordon has good striking. Malcolm Gordon is a black belt in BJJ. He has very, very solid kicks, but he has a very high guard. He knows that he's chinny. He knows he gets knocked out. So he fights like this to protect his head because he does know that he has issues. Figueiredo has a ton of power, so I suspect Malcolm Gordon will be even more sort of hyper protective. People are going to tell you about Malcolm Gordon's reach, and he's longer, but it doesn't matter. Your reach doesn't matter if this is your stance. If you're worried about getting struck and this is your stance, the reach doesn't matter. He doesn't use his reach. He doesn't stay back and jab and keep at the distance. This stance does open Malcolm Gordon up for takedowns. He is faster. I mentioned he does have the reach advantage, but that is a non-factor whatsoever, in my opinion. And again, he has that glass jaw. So Figueiredo, his game plan is just come forward, throw big, heavy punches. If you land, great. If you don't, duck under that high guard, shoot a takedown. Malcolm Gordon is a black belt, but he is not throw up wild submissions off his back, catch you in a scramble black belt. Figueiredo is also a black belt, and he will be more than competent on top to avoid something on the bottom. I think Figueiredo is absolutely the pick here. I think he absolutely is the pick. But Malcolm Gordon does have a path to victory. He can strike with the distance, use the distance, touch up Figueiredo, and get his own takedown. If he's on top, his BJJ is much stronger. He can win rounds, and Francisco Figueiredo on the other side is not going to create a scramble and work his way back over to a sweep. He's just not that fast. So again, Malcolm Gordon's path to victory is working his own takedown and win this fight on top. Francisco Figueiredo has multiple paths to victory, including knockout and getting on top himself. So Figueiredo's the pick. With that being said, I couldn't decide on my lineup. I had him in my lineup, then I took him out for Vieira. Then I put him back in, then I take him out. So I think at $8,900, he is a good value because Gordon is so chinny, does get stopped. I think he's a good value. Like I said, I keep messing with it in my lineup. I think $8,900 is worth the price. These odds are solid. Minus 310, that's probably where that should be, but plus 260. Listen, Malcolm Gordon has very good kicks. He's very, very fast, and he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. So I'm going to go as far as say that he's an incredibly live dog. I'm not going to jump on a hype train and throw money on him, and he's going to do this, but he is live. There is a chance here. He does have a path to victory, but the pick for me is Figueiredo. I keep messing with my lineup. We'll see how it gets later in the week. Monkey knife fights, I'm going more. I don't think if there's a stoppage, it's Francisco Figueiredo knocking out Malcolm Gordon. And that is very possible, but I don't think it'll be early. And I told you, Malcolm Gordon is very aware of his chin, very aware of it. high guard, keeps his head back. He knows where he's weak, and he protects that chin. So I think more and more is the monkey knife fight play here. If you're worried about it, wait and see where the line goes. As money comes in on those lines, they go up or down. They adjust just like if it was betting or anything else that is line-based. So if you don't love that line, see where the money comes. Maybe it drops and more is easier. Maybe it skyrockets and less is easier. I think more is the play because I don't necessarily think this will go the distance, but I do think it will be a busier type fight. I don't have a bet on this just yet. I'm going to see what the odds do. I don't like Figueiredo at -310. I think those are correct odds, but I'm not going to risk 3 times my money on him. And I don't think Malcolm Gordon is live enough just yet. If he was a +400, you got to give that a chance. So either way, DraftKings, I'm a big maybe. Monkey knife fights on more. No bets just yet. We'll see some of the props, what those look like, where I can go with that. Maybe the under on rounds, but we'll take a look and see where it takes us.